Hello guys, and welcome to episode 25 of my Civilization Beyond Earth playthrough, playing as INTEGR on Rising Tide. And today we're heading towards victory. We have the Emancipation Gate underway in Veldgeist, and I'm also building a few units here and there to put into the gate already. So we should be able to finish the game, I'm going to predict, within 40 turns or so. So hopefully before turn 300. We'll have to wait and see. I'm not exactly sure how long it's going to take with these units and if we can build enough of them in time. But I'm pretty sure with the amount of diplomatic capital we have coming in and the energy that we can probably send a unit into the Emancipation Gate every turn until victory. So we'll have to wait and see. In the meantime, there is a couple of things I wanted to do. Somebody suggested that I build a wonder in Vespada, I think it was. One of the wonders. The Guaopu Yaolan, which gives us culture cost for new virtues reduced by a percentage equal to the city's population. So that would be 6%, because there is currently 6 citizens in Vespada. That is a very good choice, I believe. Currently, we're building the defense perimeter. I actually think that can wait. So we're going to go straight into building that wonder. Very good suggestion there. Thank you for that. And then after that, I can build the defense perimeter. Because what I'm planning to do at the moment is attack Brasilia. And this is going to be very costly for me, I think. We'll have to wait and see. Brasilia is moving a lot of units through my lands at the moment, and we're trying to sort of keep up with them. I think we could possibly, like, attack them next turn. I know I said that a lot in the last episode, but I'm just trying to get my units into position in order to make this happen. So what I'm going to do, we'll get the Saber into Vector, and I'm actually going to send this ambassador down to Gemut, and the Savage, well, that's actually going to follow on these Devastators. And we have this Wrath here that's sitting on the coast to help us out. Can that actually fire upon the Wolf Beetle? No, it can't, so we are going to leave that for now. And just tell it to do nothing. Okay, our Savage on the water, that can be alert, and the Shroud can be alert as well. We'll keep that one on alert. And the Vortex, I guess that can move up. Tell it to do nothing, and we'll move on to the next turn. So I really want to just see where the Brazilians keep going. I'm probably going to move this Primaculon onto land for now, so that it can't be attacked by sea vessels if we end up going to war with Brasilia. So what I want to do, I think this Herald's probably already on air intercept, so it looks like we might be safe there. Sorry about the map loading. I've only just loaded the save, so you are going to see that for a little while.
What's ours is yours, for a price.
And Hutama wants to cooperate with me, which might be an idea, because if we end up allying with him, then that will help us against Brasilia.
If you replicate the neurological activity of an individual on a computer, for all intents and purposes, the computer is that individual.
So, we have the Angel unique unit now available after completing neural uploading.
Put a machine into motion by disengaging the brakes. Put humanity into motion by disengaging ideology that holds back its potential.
And level 16 Supremacy reached. So that's going to unlock the upgrade for the Herald, which is awesome. So we can now get the Seraph. And I think what we're going to do is get the plus 30% when attacking wounded units, although the one more interception every turn would be so useful if we were to go to war with Brasilia. I think getting the plus 1 interception every turn is just really, really good. So I'm going to go for that. I probably would have chose the wounded unit one before, but I think if we go to war with Brasilia, I'm probably going to be using my air force to counteract Brasilia's air force rather than dealing damage with it, because I have like big siege units and so on to do that. But the Evolved Angel, we can get plus 30% when attacking, or plus 50% when not next to any friendly unit. What else would we get? Plus 40% when flanking, or plus 15% per unused movement. I think we're just going to go for the plus 30% when attacking, because I'm likely to keep my Evolved Angel with friendly units. So yeah, we're going to just do that. And for our production choices, there's quite a few things we can choose from. We can get global benefits from positive health levels increased by 50% with the resurrection device. Does that boost all of these? The 20% production, science, culture growth, etc.? Because if that does, then that would increase it all to 30%, which would be awesome. That's going to take 29 turns though. I don't really think we have time to do that in Eintracht, so it might be pointless. Instead, I'm going to go for, let's see, probably a gene smelter. In Vector, I'm going to go for the drone command, because we don't have that yet, and we definitely should have it. At Fidel, I think we're going to get the clinic, because that gives us an extra science for 2 turns. I'm not even getting that because of the health, to be honest. I don't need it. In Hochberg, I think the gene smelter might also be a good choice. I would be building these hypercores, but they cost 4 Fraxite, and I really don't want to use up my Fraxite on those buildings. The other thing I could get is a Zenimass bathhouse. Yeah, actually that's a good choice, because that's one settlement that might be attacked by the Australians. At Liqueur, we will go for the Gaian Well. Yep, why not? And at Prosperity, we will get the Gene Garden. Okay, actually at Liqueur, would it be worth building the resurrection device there? It's still going to take 26 turns. At Central, I think we'll get the network. Yeah, that's going to give us 3 science more. And we'll get the old Earth relic in Gemut. Now, the thing that I need to do is actually boost my diplomatic capital and culture more than anything at the moment, I think. Science is not as useful since we've got the Supremacy affinity levels that we need. I'm not quite sure what the hybrid affinity bonuses are like though, so let's go have a look at those quickly and see if I should really be aiming towards those as well. So if we go to my affinity and we go to level 10 between Harmony and Supremacy, we get plus 0.4 health for every military unit under our command. See, that's not actually that useful for us because we are already in abundance of health. The +1 science from Biowell improvements, we don't have any Biowell improvements as far as I know unless we took some over. And the level 15 Harmony is actually kind of pointless as well. What about for Purity? We get +1 health and 10% energy for cities with a defending military unit on its tile. Could be useful. Level 10 would give us +10 production and +10 culture, 10% culture for cities in effect range of a friendly orbital unit. Yeah, that's a really nice bonus, but whether or not I'm actually going to utilize it before the end of the campaign is a completely different matter. So we're probably not going to focus too hard on getting our Purity level up. I might just get the Harmony level up for the sake of it, but I reckon what I'm going to do with my technologies is just get ones that are useful in general. Right, let's have a look at our next virtue. I'm probably going to go down integrated arms. The Army Engineering Corps would also be very useful as well, and also brutal efficiency with a plus 50% quantity from sources of strategic resources would also be very nice. But I think I want to get Channeled Wrath as soon as possible, so we're going to go down integrated arms, and that should help us out. Now, as for our technology, I haven't really looked into this too much, but maybe we should go and get the Augmentary. That's a pretty nice building. Synergetics, we will get the extra production from that. Also the organ printer will give us plus 15% science in the city, so that might be nice to head towards now and boost our science even more. We could go towards alien evolution and then try and get our harmony high enough to get the Xenotitan. That would be pretty cool. We could have angels and Xenotitans side by side. We could go for the mantle, start using our float stone to produce science as well. Or we could go for cybernetics, city defense plus 24, city hit points plus 10. That's actually pretty useful. And the orbital laser could come in handy as well. And that's another thing we should probably go for, the carver. Let's actually head towards the carver. I want to get some of those out. Okay, we are on 1,109 energy, 486 diplomatic capital, and we can definitely use that to buy something, I think. I think we definitely have enough workers, so this is probably going to go towards something else. We need 540 to build a prime aquilon, which is the main thing that I'm probably going to send through the Emancipation Gate. So I think we'll wait one more turn to spend our diplomatic capital. What about energy? Maybe I could spend my energy on some satellites. For example, this lasercom satellite will give plus 15% science to any settlement it is above. And if I put one of those over Gran Exeter, for example, then we get a lot of science from that. We already have one over Gran Exeter, so never mind. But we could definitely use one in other places. Maybe I could get one over Weltgeist. Is it really worth it? Not sure if it's actually going to advance us a turn. Let's just put it towards like a Gene Garden or something like that. We can use it to just buy buildings quickly, especially in our new settlements. Actually, that's a really good idea. I should use it to buy buildings in the new settlements. So we shall buy a recycler in Erthugd. There we go. That's what I should use my energy for. Right. What I'm going to do... Actually, that's a really good idea. I'm going to shadow these battle suits, and as soon as they get onto the water, that's when I'm going to attack. Because the Dragoon and the Devastators are going to be really simple to destroy. But the battle suits are going to be much harder. So although I won't be able to use my Geliopods so much, I can still use the Seraphs to destroy the battle suits on the water pretty easily. And whatever my Seraphs can't do, my Wrath and Savage can do on to the Devastators and so on. So I think that's actually quite a nice idea, and I'm going to tell these two units to do nothing for now. We'll keep my Prime Geliopod following the enemy Devastators, and I'm going to just fortify that unit. I'm going to tell the Vortex to do nothing. The Prime Drone Cage here can deploy aid drones. And I think we're just going to fortify these units now. The Evolved Saber can fortify. My Hellion can probably just wait where he is. We have our Wrath that is exploring, so that can continue for a little while. Okay, and this Hellion, I might keep him up by Demut, just to be careful. Whilst this Fury can sort of begin to come round. I think that's everything. Trade slots available in Central. We have 2 trade slots available. Okay, what I'm actually going to do is purchase a trade convoy here with diplomatic capital this turn. And I think we'll still be able to buy an Aquilon next turn, so that should work.
Que veux-tu, espèce de malotru?
Well, looks like Franco-Iberia is going to war with me. That's kind of awkward. Wasn't really expecting that. Probably should have seen it coming though. I'm going to have to move my Seraphs over to Liqueur as soon as possible. You can see Tiangong is under siege by what looks to be Brasilia. Now I'm hoping my city at Ainsa will be strong enough to hold off the Franco-Iberians for now. We can definitely destroy the centaurs this turn. There we have a Brazilian Geliopod. And we've got to remember that if they die, the Pan-Asians that is, we lose all of our agreements with them, which will severely hamper us, because I think we're relying quite a lot on their health that they are giving us at the moment. Well, it's not their health, but the health that we gain from the agreements at least. So let's get this evolved CNDR to destroy one of these centaurs. I'm tempted to use my Prime Nanohive actually. What we could do is use this Prime Nanohive to kill that centaur. Then use the range attack from Ainsa on the True Zenith Swarm. Although actually, that isn't working out very well. Let's just fortify that Fury. We want to do nothing with that Vortex. Set up this trade route. It's kind of annoying that I have to do all this before anything else, but we may as well start trading with Hutama. So let's head to maybe Fortune. Actually, that's kind of really bad. Fortune will gain 13 energy per turn, we'll gain 5. That's so unfair. We'll get the same science if we trade with Krabrost. Any other settlements, and they get a huge advantage from that. Maybe we should trade with one of the new outposts like Schwervig down here. Yeah, let's do that. And, well, a couple of production choices. I'm actually going to do them first as well. We'll get one of these, trade with Wahrheit and, or Wahrheit, I don't know how you say that one. Butchering German names since the beginning of this campaign. There we go. So a lot of their units on land now. And I think what they're actually doing is sending all of these units over to the Pan-Asians. I think that's their land invasion moving across at the moment. We'll see. If they decide to suddenly attack me, at least we'll be prepared. at Gran Exito. We get an even trade. No, we don't. Never mind. Look at that. Fortune will gain 17 energy per turn and 18 science. We gain 6 energy and 6 science. Yeah, not going to happen. So instead, we'll just boost the production of maybe one of our newer settlements, Trutzberg, or even Wahrheit. Trutzberg will gain 5 production per turn. There we go. That's a nice idea. And now, I think we're just going to move on my savage there. Keep this Wrath doing nothing this turn. I need to see what I can do with this evolved CNDR. I can attack the True Xena Swarm this turn. If we hit the True Xena Swarm with the settlement and the evolved CNDR, it leaves the evolved CNDR on more health. So we'll do it that way around. Okay, and we need to get the aircraft from Vector to Liqueur. I'm not going to move them into Ainsa in case Ainsa gets taken over. And annoyingly, we are hearing the pillaging noise again. Sorry to point that out. Right, at Castellan, we're going to build another Prime Aquilon. At Axiom, I think we're probably going to do the same, although we could go for the laboratory there, which will complete in 1 turn. At Erfurt, I think we are going to go for the Siter Nursery. And at Trutzberg, a network. There we go. So Elodie declared on me, probably out of fear more than anything else.
Espèce de malotru.
Good to see you again.
We need to gain respect with Hutama so that he doesn't backstab us. Well, maybe we should set up a trade just so that we do get some more respect with him. But anyway, at Veldgeist, let's purchase a Prime Aquilon. And we'll move on to the next turn. Unless we have a movement choice. Actually have a couple. Right, that will do. So Brasilia actually at war with Franco-Iberia. And there you saw the evolved immortal of Franco-Iberia take out a Devastator of Brasilia. So that's actually really good. And it looks like Brasilia is going to lose a Jelliopod there. Well, if Franco-Iberia cleans up those units for me, then I won't have to bother, which is perfect. Right, so this turn we have our Seraphs to help us defend. And now we have a quest received, as with man. The latest model of home assistant robot, the product of a popular appliance manufacturer, has developed sentience. Not content to live as servants, they request the construction of their own robot-exclusive city. And fabrication, we now have that, which gives us access to the alloy foundry, torpedo battery, and dome. Isn't that quite an early technology? I think we had to research that maybe in order to continue towards cybernetics. Yeah, fabrication here. So we finally have access to the carrier after all this time. Thing is, we don't even need the carrier now, but we can upgrade the carrier already to a Shepherd, and I think we're going to get the extra capacity as base for aircraft. And now what we need to do is work out how we're going to defend INTEGR. So, I think we'll get the Prime Nanohive to upgrade and take out the Centaur. Then what I'm going to do is attack this True Xenoswarm with the settlement. I'll attack it with a Seraph. And then I can destroy it with the Evolved CNDR. Awesome. I can also use a Seraph to kill off the other True Xenoswarm there. And use my final Seraph to attack this True Xenoswarm. Right, now we have this Prime Geliopod following the Brazilian units. We can actually use them to help defend against the Franco-Iberians, which is quite convenient. My Wrath can go on alert, and I'm going to keep this Prime Geliopod here. My Vortex can go on alert as well, and I'm going to continue exploring with this Wrath. So we're just going to surround the Emancipation Gate with these Aquilons, and we'll continue to build more every time I have enough diplomatic capital to do so. The energy will be put towards new buildings in these settlements, so let's go ahead and do that, as I'm pretty sure we have enough. Let's get the drone command going. It's going to help us out in that settlement a lot. And at Fidel, what do we want to work on now? I think we're going to get a Xenomass bathhouse there, and a Taincer. I'm going to go for the Cyto Nursery at Axiom, probably the feed site hub, and that is pretty much everything. We'll just fortify the Hellion, and the Ambassador can continue onwards. Right, that should do. I have a feeling my CNDR might get killed. If not, then we're pretty lucky. I can get it back into Ainsa and heal it up. But they are definitely approaching me with a lot of units right now. And Reginaldo de Alencar made progress towards Promised Land victory. If that includes building the gate, then I'm in a bad place. If it's just getting the research, then it's not too much of a worry. So point of no return, null. An influential transhumanist in Weisheit has proposed the construction of a Neuralab, a facility that can house human consciousness inside a large computer network. The idea is growing in popularity, and the citizens of Weisheit hope it to begin construction soon. So I've got to build it specifically in Weisheit, which is fine. I guess what we'll do is just build that next then. We'll get a Neuralab going, if we can. Why can't we build a Neuralab there? Well, that's kind of awkward. Am I looking at the right place? Or does it already have a Neuralab? Nope, does not. Okay. Let me just have a look at this. Does the Neuralab require a working source of Fraxite? Yeah, workable improved source of Fraxite it needs. Which Weisheit doesn't have, which is awkward. Yeah, that's not going to work. Right, that quest's can't be completed as far as I'm aware, unless you can get the weather controller or something like that to form some Firaxite, but I don't think it can form Firaxite. I think it's just basic resources. Okay, well, we'll move on from that then. And we need to build 2 manufacturing improvements to move on with the Lonely Revolution. Which requires me to get workers to do that. What we can do is possibly take a couple of these workers away from their jobs and tell them to do something else. Like, I can get this worker here, take it over to Eintracht or something, and tell it to build a manufactory. Then we're going to fortify that Prime Aquilon, that one as well. This one can head towards the Emancipation Gate. We will fortify that Hellion, and my Savage can continue towards the Franco-Iberians. I'm actually going to put that onto alert. We're going to get the Evolved CNDR back into Ainsa. I can attack that True Xena Swarm with the city and kill it with a Seraph, which is good. I'm going to have to use my other Seraphs to attack this True Xena Swarm, I think. And I'm going to move this Prime Nanohive upwards. Maybe I should bring the Savage over there as well. Let's do that. Not going to attack this turn though. So at Weisheit, we'll get the Alloy Foundry. At Demut, the Gene Smelter. Although actually, at Demut now, I think I could probably focus my production onto like a Prime Aquilon. Yeah, I can probably do that there. I think so anyway. Now, does the Prime Aquilon take Firaxite? Yes, it does. Okay, I need to be aware of that. And what else has high strength? I think the Prime Jellypod probably has the second highest strength at the moment. So we might have to build those instead soon. But at Blauwald Final, we're going to build the Gaian Well. And at Entschluss, I think we're going to get the rocket battery there finally. So Hutama has re-established communications with Earth. That probably means he has an Emancipation Gate. Or is that the beacon? Oh, okay, yeah, that's probably just the beacon that you have to send up to advance the quest. The Lasercom satellite is what I was talking about. But unfortunately, that has been my time. So I think it's actually been a longer episode than usual, but hopefully you guys have enjoyed it nonetheless. We are definitely making progress. 14 turns until the Emancipation Gate is complete. We already have 3 Aquilons that I know of that we can send into the Emancipation Gate, so that's helpful as well. Can't quite remember how much strength you have to put in there, but it's quite a lot. In the meantime though, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.